Thank you for joining us live at the Leicester Visitor and Training Centre, where we get to introduce you to our range of wheel loaders. But also keep in mind, this facility is located at the same place where we build our backhoe loaders and compact wheel loaders for a global market. Now, Cat's been building loading shovels since the 1950s, and we got pretty good at it. See, our range goes from 3 tons all the way up to 250 tons. And one of our most recent additions is the 926M ag handler, which is our Generation 2 machine. You see, it replaces our Generation 1 924K ag handler. Now, some of you may have already demonstrated this machine. You may own it. You may have even tried it. We'd love to hear from you to give us a chance to have that interaction with you on Facebook. Now, maybe some of you are driving a loading shovel with a slightly different shade of yellow. Once again, please let us know your top 3 2 wants. I'm going to be rattling on as to why this machine's great, and we'd love to hear from you as to think what is important to you. My name is Jazz Kundra, and I'm the Product and Application Specialist that'll be looking after you today for the next 20 minutes about our Generation 2 926M ag handler. You see, before we even get the demo started, it's really important that you need to know who's operating the machine, because that's all really matters, who operates, how it's operated. And of course, none other than our local operator, Mr. Simon Hill, who's proper farming stock, folks. So he's been working at CAT for about 20 years. And with that, he's also been operating machines, agriculture, for about 30 years. So he's exactly the sort of person that you want with this machine. Now, with loading shovels, there's 3 big cost items: tires, fuel, and work tool edges. And this machine has been designed to pretty much allow you to save money in those 3 areas. Hey up, Simon. How's it going, mate? Good? How's that seat?
Nice and comfy now.
Nice and comfortable, folks. Exactly. So what on earth is an ag handler? Big tires? Check. Sticker on the side? Of course. But underneath the engine bay, you're going to get a power boost. See, we give you, she may look like a 926M, may smell like a 927, but has a power of a 930M. So that power boost, coupled with that intelligent power management, allows this machine to give you the right power at the right time for the right application. See, it's not a jack of all trades, it's a master of all. And that's the key thing: silage mode, muck shifting, roading. We've designed this machine to work well in each of those applications. Tires, we got 750s, wide flotation, better for lateral stability, 620s, 20.5s, L3s, doesn't matter. Industrial tires, you can put them on this machine, not an issue. And of course, there's the front end, basically our Z-bar linkage, optimized for various applications. You see, our 966 has this, our 972 has this. We make a whole range of big loaders, and they all have a loading front end like this. Why? Because this is a loading front end that gives you great breakout force. Extremely important. Now, coupled with that, we're going to bring you online first to industry. The machine's already got parallel lift. We're going to give you perfect parallel lift, which will give you a near 0 degrees offset as you go up and all the way down. In addition to that, Simon's got great visibility, because what we've done, this is the widest point of the front. Everything behind it is hidden behind here, giving you great visibility channels either side. So Simon can see bigger points, locking pins, edge of the fork, and of course me. So you can see, again, it's a great visibility in the front end. Now, the loading arm, when you're at max height, at the pivot point, you'll be able to clear just under 4 meters, which is about, I think, 13 feet. We'll also give you a high lift option, which will give you about another half a meter. Feet and inches, about that much too. So you can set this machine up exactly the way you want it to give you the best thing. Now, with regards to efficiently powerful, that's our mantra, something we're really hitting home with. Simon, start her up, buddy. So this machine is efficiently powerful. See, the new 926M ag handler just purrs at 1600 RPMs when Simon gives it full beans. That's it. Extremely quiet on the outside. Simon, cheers, mate. So 1600 RPMs, extremely quiet. Now with that, there are machines out there that need to hit 2400 RPM just to do the same amount of work. That's a difference of 800 RPM. Now, over the course of a year, 12 hours a day, you're basically going to be spinning 210 million times less. That's less wear, less tear, more fuel burn. Here you got a more efficiently powerful machine. Now what we're going to do is couple you with 166 horsepower with an intelligent power management machine and a 13.5-ton frame, giving you the most efficient machine when you're going up a clamp or in any agricultural environment. You see, too much horsepower and you're probably overcompensating for inefficiencies in your machine. This efficiently powered hydrostatic gives you so much power to ground, because that's the key. Horsepower is important. Power to ground is everything. Power to weight ratio is extremely important. Too little horsepower and you just got 13.5-ton paperweight. Useless. See, that engine is simply powering pumps and motors. That's it. So you don't need a high horsepower fuel guzzling engine. Far from it. See, when the K series came on board, we saw a massive increase of 30% fuel efficiency. With the M series, you can add another 5% on top of that. And at the back, we're going to give you a fuel tank of just under 200 litres. You may think there's machines out there with a much more larger fuel tank, probably because they need it. Single fuel tank, single fill, Simon can keep on going for nearly 16 to 19 hours, which is phenomenal. And with that in mind, I've also pulled some fuel data just off our telematics system, which is called VisionLink. Don't worry about the little details on the screen. The number you're looking there for is 10.6 litres per hour. 10.6 litres per hour. That shows you the average fuel burn for every single one of these that we've sold around the world. She's one of the most fuel efficient machines in the industry. Now let's get the demo started. So Simon, we're about to show them dedicated pumps, which is a key DNA enabler of being efficiently powerful. See, the key thing is there are loading shovels out there which have a single pump, and of course with a single pump and a priority valve system, as you lift and steer, the machine will slow down the lift because one system starves another. And if you're doing muck shifting, if you're basically trying to put in feeder wagons all day, this is a compromise in getting quick cycle times. Simon, let's show them what the Cat can do. See, on the Caterpillar, we have independent pumps, which allow you to get fast cycle times. You see, the High-Stat has its own variable displacement pump. The implements have their own variable displacement pump, and steering has its own variable displacement pump, which means when Simon lifts and steers, it does it so without compromise. Extremely efficient. Again, if you're doing muck loading, muck shifting, loading wagons, this is the best way of doing it. Cheers, matey. Let's show them power on demand. Now, the Ag Handler brings on board a great feature, what we call power on demand. You see, it's been tuned just right. See, the machine's actually built in North Carolina, USA. Quick shout out to all our colleagues and friends who work over there. Did a great job with this machine. But it's been tuned and refined right here in Europe, which gives you a great collaboration between two areas to give you this machine. And what we do is give you silage mode. You see, in Speed Range 1, this machine gives you that power boost, but a very quick flick logic on the front end. So while you're going at full high torque, upper clamp, you're going to get fast flicks on the front end. Extremely useful in working in silage. And you need those quick flicks. In Speed Range 2, you're basically going to get a machine that's great for muck shifting or truck loading or doing load and carry cycles. Very, very useful for that. And of course, Speed Range 4, you're going to get a machine that's designed specifically for roading. It's going to give it everything she's got. Extremely aggressive. So that's our power on demand. It's a great DNA feature of our machine. Now, with that in mind, you want to keep our next feature, which is, of course, powertrain modes. Let's show them that, Simon. Powertrain modes. That intelligent power management system unlocks a great host of features. But one of my most favorite has to be powertrain modes. See, Simon there, he's been driving torque converters all of his life. Loves them. So when he goes downhill, the machine freewheels all the way down as he takes a foot off the accelerator. If I was to give Simon a hydrostatic, he's not going to like it. Because when he takes his foot off the accelerator, he simply just has to, as he takes foot off the accelerator, it just stops as you go down a grade. And it's extremely annoying. You see, just through a simple press of a button, the machine will simply just change from a torque converter into a high stat, or a high stat into a torque converter. And that's great because the operator can now choose the type of machine they've always been driving. No longer are you required to adjust the machine will adjust for you. So Simon, why don't you go full acceleration, mate, and check it out. So Simon now is going to go full acceleration. As he goes to the cone, he's going to release the accelerator or gas pedal, and now the machine will initiate that hydrostatic braking. And if you've been driving torque converters all your life, you're going to hate it. You're not going to like that. But through that simple integrated touchscreen monitor, the machine will adapt to a torque converter. We'll show that in a second. And that's important note, because you no longer have to give it full accelerator now, because it's just an efficiently powerful machine. So keep in mind, folks, in the UK, apologies for the conversion, I'm not too good with the old maths, this machine, red diesel costs about 45 pence a litre, right? 45 pence a litre. You couple that with that 10.5, 10.6 litres per hour fuel burn, and Simon in silage mode, working on clamps up to 18 hours a day, 18 hours a day and 7 days a week at peak season, it'll cost about £590 just to fill that fuel tank. Now I know there's machines out there where the fuel burn is around about 25 litres an hour, and that's a lot of fuel burn there. So you got to keep that in mind, folks. 25 litres an hour to do the same amount of work will cost him about £1,400. That's the difference of £800 or just about $1,000 US, just for doing the same amount of week. That's what it means to be efficiently powerful. So Simon, no, you didn't like the high step. What do you think about the torque converter mode? So if you watch Simon now, as he goes through, he's just pressed the accelerator, released the accelerator, and the machine rolls down now. Look at that, free rolling, simply by a push of a button, which is great. And that was phenomenal. And it's the same machine, single machine that does that, which is brilliant. Now, while the machine gets set up, I've got some questions just come on. Why are you not at a farm? That's a good question. Why are we not at a farm? Why are we at the centre? I mean, be honest. It's we barely get 2G in some parts of England, let alone 4G. So we're technology bound. We'd love to be at a farm. But I'll challenge it back at you, whoever sent the question in. Contact your local cat dealer and let's get this machine at your farm. And then we'll see how the machine handles. So give us the opportunity and we'd love to give it a go. Does VisionLink come as standard? What can it tell me? Aha! So the machine, in fact, yep, VisionLink, our telematics system, it comes with a subscription free, and every machine has a telematics box. So we can pretty much go on there and track the machine, who's been on it, what's the fuel usage, where it is, utilization. You can pull reports, you can see tire pressure monitoring, you can see payload, everything. It's a one-stop shop via laptop or even your mobile device. It's a phenomenal piece of kit. So again, subscription, fuel usage, the whole shebang, it's all on there. But new for 2017, you can actually now track fuel data by operator. Of course, does this machine have a security system? Yes. Yes, it does. In fact, it has what we call an operator code. So before Simon got in there, he entered his 4-digit code and remembered all his settings. This machine won't move without that. Now, before we carry on, I just want to introduce you to this. See a nice little bright light? Isolator key is off. See, in the UK, in parts of Europe, diesel exhaust fluid freezes, which this machine requires. It gets very cold. If it stays in your machine, it'll freeze, and basically it won't be very good. This is a keep alive system. Even though the isolator key is off, check it out, it'll continue to drain all of that back into the tank. Again, keep alive system, so you don't have to worry about it. After a 16-hour shift, key off, and just go get a cup of tea, or put your feet up. Again, let the machine handle itself. Whilst on the subject of diesel exhaust fluid, let's take a look where on earth you fill it, which is on this side of the machine. So as you can see over here, we've got our diesel exhaust fluid right here, and you fill it in there. Nice blue cap, and there's still some horror stories of people filling diesel in this. It is on the same side, but we've tried to spread it out all the way. If you do accidentally fill diesel in here, don't worry, you can drain it very easily. You don't need to climb underneath the machine anymore. It's just there, you can drain the tap and away you go. Also, you got a gauge up in the cab and a little cheat sheet for you, which will allow you to pretty much see how much you need to top up. Very handy little feature. Again, locked away, nice and clean. Now, keep in mind here though, folks, here it is, the C7.1, the heart of our machine. You see, it's got the horsepower of a 930M. Extremely useful. It's built here in the UK. That engine is right in our facility, just about an hour and a half east of Leicester, our facility in Peterborough. Power boosted to 930M. A great little heart of the machine there. Up there, we've got a big silver tank. That's our clean emissions module. As far as you're considered, it's a big silver tank, because that DPF, it's maintenance free, you don't need to touch it, don't even worry about it. We expect you never to touch this for the life of the machine. One less thing for you to worry about. And here's a great feature if you're working in agricultural environments. You see, that whole thing, the engine, as it sits, meets the performance requirements of a spark arrestor, which is designed to prevent exhaust sparks. So if you're working with livestock or you're working with straw and you want the machine to breathe cool, not an issue with this machine. That's exactly what it does. Now, Simon earlier did a safety check before the machine was working, and it was in daylight. If you check these out, you can see we've got these nice LED lights in both areas, which give you great service access or service checks in the middle of the night when you're in the middle of the field and nobody can see, you can't see anything. Not an issue with this unit. Now, regeneration is becoming an absolute nightmare for operators. See, 10, 20 years ago, an operator would just fill it with diesel and go to work. Nowadays, there's loading shovels out there, 300, 400, 500 hours in. You've got to park the machine up, handbrake. You've got to be in a non-combustible area. You've got to sit there and for 40 minutes and let the machine regen. There's also a cancel button, an activate button. If you hit cancel too many times, you've got to ring the dealership, cost you money. You see, in our cab, there are no lights. There are no gauges, there are no switches, there's nothing for you to worry about. It's designed to manage itself, and it's purely, does it all at a low temperature. This is a great way of doing this, because is it the cheapest way of building a loading shovel? No, but it'll definitely give you the best experience in terms of just not having to worry about it. It's like the independent pumps. Is that the cheapest way of having a machine, building a machine, loading shovel? No, but you get fast cycle times each and every time. Now, regardless of breathing easy, we've got what we got here on the rear grille. When you've got a lot of airborne debris, we do have various debris kits, low, medium and high. But know this, on the rear, as the airflow gets sucked in from here, this grille acts as a pre-screen material that manages to get through here. Then we'll be faced with 6 fins per square inch wide cooler pack on a single pane. And that's great because it acts much more efficiently when it's on a single pane. 6 fins per square inch. So it's designed, anything that gets through that can go through and out. Breathe easy. Again, designed for the right application. What about clearing? You might be asking. Not an issue, because we've got these access panels here where you can go into. And as I go here, there you go, look at that. Plenty of room, as you can see right there. You can get your lance in, you can clean it out, blow it out. Plenty of room there. It's a phenomenal access with regards to cooler pack access. That's what happens when you put it on a single pane. All right. We've also got a reversing fan. On an our system, you can also control not the frequency of the purge, but also how long each purge has to be. And if you really, really want to, you can press the manual purge button just to kickstart a manual purge. Again, you're in control, unburdening the operator. The machine is designed to do that completely. So this unit right here is simply designed to keep the operator having to worry about little things like that, a reversing fan. Very, very useful. Just like our auto lube, which is integrated into that touchscreen monitor, which I'll show you a little later. See that unit over there with the auto lube, it'll manage, it'll do it itself. It's very, very useful. Now with that, we're going to get to the fun part, which is making work easy. So let's get the demo started. Let's close all this up. Simon, would you mind getting that? I'll get the rear grille, buddy. Cheers, mate. See, the 2017 machine is not the same as the 2016 machine, in that it's got a lot of new features, like a touchscreen monitor, which we'll show you a little later,